Alright there, it's your mate Yorkie here, bringing another episode of My Humble Opinion, where I take a look at the games on the Humble Monthly Choice Bundle. This one, from July 2022, Atom RPG Trudograd. Let's have a start, shall we? See what it is. Create character. You'll do. Gregory, strong and agile, Gregory prefers close combat and throwing grenades, so-called guns. Also not very good with interpersonal communications. What about you? An experienced urban survivalist, skilled in crafts and technology. Mikhail tries to use homemade weapons, especially silent ones like crossbows, but he also likes knives. What about you? Svetlana uses pistols in battle, but prefers to avoid violent altercation altogether. She's ready to pick the pockets of wasteland dwellers if need be. Good at cracking locks. Or Vadim. Rifle specialist and a good medic. With a lucky hand. Unfortunately, he is not particularly versed in technology and crafts. A personal history profile from Atom series. Bad team player. I'll create a character. If we do this, on intellectual, affects the amount of skill points you get each level and opens new dialogue options. We'll put that to 8. Personality. Gonna have low endurance. A little bit of strength. Higher intellect. Alright. It'll do. Yorkie, I'm not going to worry about the biography. Health 56, dodge 12, action, carry 56,000 or 56 kilograms, melee damage 1, skill points 23, damage threshold 0, damage okay, hold this toxic sequence, regeneration. Alright. Oh, I can have 2 of these. 2, okay. Destructive diplomat, deadly doc, timid theoretician. Oh. Big bone, trickster, pack leader, hounded individual, weird loner, natural born trader, God's mistake, sensei, bloodthirsty ogre, sexy beast, hey baby, yeah, nothing else. Lone genius, select personality, attention up, -1 ability point per level, -25% to all experience points gained. I don't like losing experience points. Roid rampage, retrograde, freedom lover. Firearms are the only religion worth following in this damned world. Ah, that kind of freedom lover. Lucky bastard. You never called yourself lucky. People who witnessed you juggle chainsaws while making a minefield did it for you. Walking minefield. Luck +3, personality +2, speechcraft +15, gambling +15. We lose strength and endurance. Lose 15 on all skills, apart from them 2. Wacky woodsman or doomed guy. I don't know. I don't like that negative. Crippling lack of empathy. Well, I guess charming but not empathic. Weird loner, hunger grows, survival plus 30. What sequences? Does it say? Turn order of the character in combat. Depends on dex and attention. Ah. That'd be 3, wouldn't it? I'd be right at the end, basically. I'm not keen on that one. A kind word and a gun always trumps a sole kind word. At least in your opinion. Personality, speechcraft. Strength is down, sequence is down, dodge is down. Nah. Timid theoretician, no. Big bone trickster. You rarely visit the gym. For everyone new you as the master of unlocking. Dex plus 2, stealth plus 25, dodge plus 8. Sequence well down. Steal and lock picking, pickpocketing plus 20. Carry weight minus 20. Might be tempting. Everyone is out to get you, trust nobody. Natural born trader. You worked with a caravan in your spare time. Trading became your second nature. However, since you had men to lug wares and guard the caravan for you, your physical skills regress somewhat. Personality up, attention up, barter up, speechcraft up, trader discount 10, sequence minus 5, strength minus 1, lower carry weight, and weapon skills down. God's mistake. God knows I've thought that sometimes. Behold the mistake of God. You fail at everything you do, but there's a bright side. You're more resilient due to your constant accidental self-harm. This is not so far from true. And you manage to make yourself, your terrible look contagious. When you mess up, your enemies mess up as well. Alright, so that says critical attack power slightly raised. Endurance plus 2. The less luck you have, the more your opponent messes up in astonishing and baffling ways. From time to time you suffer fatal mistakes yourself. Naturally. No. I'm not going to play that long anyway. I'm just getting us tense a bit. I do really like the character building here. You are cursed to suffer a cruel and terrible fate. But that only makes you want to kill more. Tension plus 2. 12% hit with aim shot. With luck 3 and lower, plus 3% chance to critical. Okay. Luck minus 2. Sequence minus 7. Yeah, I'm not liking the look of that. Wacky Woodsman. If I went there. Boom, look how bad all of them are. Lone Genius. I don't like the lack of experience points. I really don't. Sexy Beast. Oh yeah, I wish. No, we're gonna go for it. And maybe a natural born trader. Rifles and shotguns down pistols. Shooting thrown weapons. Basically, unless it's melee or martial arts, I'm screwed. Well, we'll do it. Average difficulty. I didn't spend those points, did I? I like the graphics and the sound and the music. Yeah, this is working so far.
Attention, Major. Everything you are about to hear is highly classified. We choose you for this briefing due to your activities in the Central Waste 2 years ago. The information about the asteroid you delivered upon return from Krasnoznamenny greatly agitated the Central Command. Our science teams did not reach a solid conclusion, but all of them agreed that the potential impact of the asteroid would be devastating to all life in the wastes. This is why Central Command organized a special research group with the goals of studying the nature of the problem and finding possible solutions. For the last 1.5 years, the best minds of Atom worked on this problem. Now it seems that, despite the current state of science and technology in the wastes, a solution has been reached. East of the central waste and our base of operations, there is a city called Trudograd. Once it was home to a special strategic manufacturing facility, the Inverter Factory, which was ran by a certain Professor Goryachev. As you know, Trudograd survived the war much better than most cities and towns of our motherland. Thus, it is possible that the facility still stands or even operates protected by the city walls. This facility is very important to our cause. Before the war, it was used to manufacture an experimental electromagnetic propulsion device, the RR-1 railgun. According to top-secret documents we uncovered during our research, this invention of Professor Goryachev was able to deliver special polymer-based projectiles straight into Earth's orbit, or even further into outer space at tremendous speeds. If this information can be trusted, this device might just happen to be humanity's sole chance at destroying the asteroid before impact. Your mission is to venture into Trudograd, find Professor Goryachev and scout out the inverter facility for any traces of the RR-1 railgun. If the propulsion device will be found, we will take it from there, securing and transporting it to HQ for further study and usage against the asteroid menace. Good luck, Major, and let there be Atom.
I suppose it's not that long. It seems a little lengthy. I wonder if I need all of that at the start. I don't know. Not destroying the game experience, it's just a bit of an outstep.
You're sitting in a small clearing in front of a blazing campfire. The autumn forest surrounds you, and it creaks peacefully in the dead of night. The air hangs heavy with the promise of snow and the beginning of winter. The fire crackles softly with the branches that you feed it, enchanted by the darting, dancing flames. Crackling wood and the hiss of boiling sap are the only sounds in your tiny campsite. With a sigh, you stretch your back and gaze over at your surprised guest. He's a short fellow, hunchbacked and raggedly dressed. He emerged from the tall trees about an hour ago and asked if he could warm his bones by the fire. Surprisingly, you disregarded your hard-earned knowledge of the wastes and agreed. Now, he's sitting on the opposite side of the fire, his face hidden in the shadows of a hood. His silence is unnerving. You begin to regret allowing the stranger into your camp. Maybe saying something would help ease the tension?
Who are you, anyway?
The stranger raises his head and looks at you through the flames. At least, it feels as if he's looking at you. His face is still obscured by shadows. A simple traveler, just like you, he says in a calm and surprisingly soothing voice. A moment later, he asks, "Did you travel here from far away?"
Is he American? Does the intro guy sounded Russian? Feeling a bit disjointed right now. Yeah, life sends me to places far and wide.
As it does to us all. The man is quiet again, but then throws a dry stick into the flames. Sparks fly up like a cloud of fireflies into the cold heavens as he asks, "Did you hear what happened in Krasnoznameny? It's a city to the west of here." You feel a strange urge to tell him the truth. Who knows why? Perhaps telling someone about your adventures will make them more real. Maybe even grant them some kind of meaning.
Every person in Krasnoznameny is now part one vast hive mind.
What has this world come to? Hive minds, visitors from the past, parallel worlds. The war severely altered what people perceive as reality. The stranger adjusts his hood and sinks down into a pile of old clothes. I suppose, with a turn of event like these, Dan's factory gang and that sweet little village of Atradnoye were doomed. He shivers slightly. Silence reigns again for a while, until a wolf's howl in the distance causes you to look around frantically. Danger lurks in every corner of the wastes, and it pays to be cautious. Why then did you so calmly choose to share your campfire with this odd fellow, a man you know nothing about? As if on cue, the stranger speaks again. And what happened in the trading hub, Paragon? Do you know?
Paragon's doing well. It's still growing.
Glad to hear not all is
Am I
lost in
determining
that
how the
corner of
world
the
is?
wastes. The man stretches his arms up as if to pluck a low-hanging star. Tell me, Who did you share your travels with back then? I know it's kind of a personal question, but indulge me.
I'm setting the world up,
please.
aren't I? My last followers were Hexgen, the former writer, and my colleague Alexander.
The man nods and again gazes down into the fire. You take a drink from your water flask and hold it out to share. He shakes his head no. 5 hard minutes of silence follow until you've had your fill of waiting and guessing. You lean forward, focus exactly on the darkness within the man's cowl, and in a stern voice, ask.
Who am I talking to? Introduce yourself.
Over the years, people have given me many different names, your guest states without emotion. But isn't it true that names, like other words, have no intrinsic meaning? Words are senseless, unless living people recall them and give them purpose. Thus, when we meet again, I will once more become nameless.
What are you talking about?
Of its own accord, your companion's hood
Ew.
slides limply away. But its absence reveals not a human head, but a glowing, undulating sphere of crimson fire. A deadly star. You yelp aloud, for a moment willing yourself to run, but already the night is vanished, dissolved in the haunting red glow. Never again shall you be able to hide from the invisible gaze of your nightmarish guest.
Okay.
That gaze is cruel and indifferent.
Intriguing.
And the lands it oversees are barren, burnt down to nothing but ashes and splinters of stone. You are so entranced by the endless landscape of utter obliteration that at first you do not notice how your own body has started burning.
Oh dear.
You are ablaze on the inside, like a bunch of cinders twisted into human form. And the wild, frigid winds scatter your ashes across the surface of the
Gotta
dead
be a
earth.
dream. A bloody weird way to start a game if it's not a dream. Told you. That was some nightmare. I've had worse. Your game was auto-saved. I haven't added to these, have I? Pistols and SMG. I want that up. Beechcraft's good, barter's good. Technology, I want that up. Tinkering, let's put that up. At least somewhat. Gambling, survival, first aid could be useful. Put it up to 50 at least. Lockpicking, usually useful. Survival. Almost certainly useful. Gambling, I'm not too worried about. Can't take it any lower though. Speechcraft, put that up further. Okay, up to 80 there. Put melee weapons up to 60. And put technology up to 70. Put lockpicking up to 70. That'll work. Right. Incoming transmission. You take out the portable radio you were given back at base, don the earpiece and turn on the dial. Sounds like HQ calling. Continue. Come in. come in, goddammit. Can you hear me? Checking in, this is Yorkie. I hear you loud and clear. Hello, this is Vasily, the communication specialist. What the... The tick drowns out the operator's voice again. Okay, now this is working. This is communication specialist Vasily 2104. Do you hear me? Loud and clear, this is Yorkie. Oh, we have contact. Hey there, Yorkie, how's it going? Are you in Trudograd yet? Yes, I'm in Trudograd. I stopped at an inn in the outskirts of the city and slept. Now I'm awake and ready to go. Over. Instead of a reply, the radio produces another storm of white noise. You remove your earpiece and listen at the distance. Soon the static dies down and you catch a few more words from HQ. Not gonna lie, I couldn't make out any of that, but I hope you're doing okay. So we've got basically one-way communication, more or less. Just don't get into any trouble. Everyone on base is rooting for you. It's pretty obvious why. You probably know this already. But those green-eyed zombie things are building a huge observatory in the middle of Krasno's Nemeni, just to watch some asteroid. Seems like the Hesperus star is actually on a collision course with Earth. Your mission is very, very important to everyone. Speaking of the mission, you want me to remind you? Why not? Remind me. First and foremost mission is to find the railgun. It should be located inside the inverter factory. Although our intel suggests that the factory is now a ruin. The railgun is quite big, and it's quite a bit bigger than a hospital, but I doubt it's lost. Probably still standing wherever they left it. Your second mission is to find Professor Goryachev, the head engineer of the railgun project. According to some admittedly older, 4 years old intelligence, he's still living in the city. He's your objective for the time being. Use your portable computer if you need to refresh your memory again. Very important, very useful to and stores all kinds of information, alright? Uh-oh, we're losing the connection again. See you soon, over and out. Turn off the radio. View your characteristics, quests, etc. Press K or click the interface. Okay. What have we got going on? The door's locked and the key's inside the closet. Which... in here? You jammed the door of the closet holding the room key. An unfortunate mistake, but not deadly. Pick the lock, hold the left mouse button on the door and choose lockpicks. Need to use a lockpick. Ah. That's unlocked. Alright. Closet. Hesperus star phenomenon. Got that, got that. Got that. Room key, okay. And the bullets. I've got the key now, I need to hold it in my hand. Oh, please. I mean, holding it in your hand, it's not hard or anything, it's just somewhat annoying. Why not just let me do it? Lock disabled. Don't you just mean it was unlocked? A well-dressed, dark-haired man in his 30s leans on the counter and looks you over from head to toe. Doesn't seem like a threat. How can I be of service? You can answer some questions for me. That's not it. Alright, there's not much to do here anyway. Tell me what you want. But if a pretty chick comes ambling our way, you'll need to wrap it up quick. What's your name? Name's Julian. Just Julian. Hear some fool of a woman refer to me by a cruel nickname, just ignore her. Kind of nickname. Depends on the manners. 12 experience points. Someone once called me Julian Sidorov. Astrakhan Gigolo. And my last name isn't even Sidorov. I've also been called a degenerate hedonist and an immoral lecher. It pains my ears to hear that. What do you do? I'm waiting for my one-night bride. What else is there to do? One-night bride. So you are a lecher. I have money and no other hobbies. All the economies stipulate that money can't appear from nothing. What's the secret of your success? Nothing magic about it. A person I trust runs business for me, that's all. Can you tell me about Trudograd? You can't exactly call it the city of brides, but you might call it the city of plump, cheerful ladies in their 30s and up, who are bored with their marriages, and that's what matters. Yeah, I can see why they call you a lecturer, a gigolo, a pervert, and degenerate, and other stuff. Know any good gossip? The only interesting thing I can think of is this. If, like me, you're unable to pass up a nice-looking chick, keep yourself in check if you happen to find yourself in the local port. The hot mermaid statue there is cursed. It makes scaredy sounds as you walk past. Okay, let's change the subject. I guess we could, but what else to talk about? Why did you give me such a weird look when you first saw me? Dark-haired man hesitates before answering. I'm waiting to meet a lady of easy virtue. It's not going to do me any good if a woman happens along and I'm sitting right next to some handsome hunk. Well, thank you. I've been studying you to determine if we're on the same level when it comes to the delicate craft of seduction. What's your conclusion? The man looks you over cautiously before saying, our chances are more or less equal. We're like two lieutenants on the sexual front. We're far from being generals, but at least we have a chance. I'm here longer than you, so the first victim is mine. After that, we're even. I see, so how are you getting on? To be honest, not that well. I've met a single available babe yet. I won't give up. I've got nothing better to do anyway. Tell me about this delicate craft of seduction. Seducing a woman is like hunting, except for the killing and gutting part. God, I hope. Wow! Your mind actually went there, huh? You see a chick sitting alone, or with her friends drinking port or compote, casting appraising looks around the room. You approach her oozing confidence and charm. Start with something funny or mysterious like, but I can guess your name. Offer her a drink. Chat her up. Make her laugh and I'd admire you. If you do it right, she'll agree to relocate somewhere private, down south, if you catch my drift. Okay, you're a bit of a douchebag, aren't you? What do you recommend I do the next morning? It's no bother. You both have fun and that's it. At most you could exchange phone numbers. But who has a phone these days? Whole thing is hard is to spectral through women. Besides, I bet your technique hardly ever works. My friend, these tricks work like a finely calibrated Swiss watch. Really? Because you said you're getting nowhere. I know from experience, and I don't disrespect or look down on women. You think I deceive them into doing something they don't want to do? But I'm using them. Flirting is a game for two, brother. Would a woman with no interest at all come to a place like this, listen to a stranger making cheesy jokes, and agree to go somewhere along with them? Women want it just as much as men do, and have the exact same attitude towards one night stand. The only difference is they usually don't suggest it themselves, but wait for someone who knows his business to make the first move. That's how it is. You paint quite a picture. I think I'm coming around to your point of view. Telling you, and that's how it is. Enough about that, more questions. Can't think of anything else, I'm going to go. And what about you? You approached the innkeeper at the bar. You were too tired to talk much yesterday, but now that you're well rested, why not? He greets you pleasantly. Hello dear comrade, how did you sleep? Hope the bedbugs don't bite. They did. The man's smile turns into an as he flails his arms in the air and shakes his head. 1,000 apologies, I'll get someone to change the sheets this instant. Oh, how embarrassing, I thought I'd gotten rid of those pesky things. Suddenly he smacks himself on the forehead as if he's remembering something. Don't need to worry about bedbugs anywhere, or I swear, but I wanted to warn you about something. After you went to sleep the other day, a man inquired about you. What did he ask? With 4 experience points. Nothing special. Wanted to know whether I knew you from someplace else. I told him it was your first time visiting our establishment, and maybe the city itself. I'm guessing he was intrigued by your stature and the gear. Seasoned adventurers are rare in these parts. Where is he? Afraid not. I've seen him a couple of times on the outskirts, but he doesn't come here often. Where did he come from? Sitting at a table when he came in yesterday. Sneaky little fellow told me to call him Pencil. I don't believe that's his real name, though. Shocking, right? Well, nothing can be done about it. We can talk about something else. A drink. Okay, I don't really care about that. What souvenirs do you have? So glad you asked. I sell these medallions. Alright, honestly, I'm going to quit here. It's failing to excite me. Complete lack of voiceover, which you can deal with that if the story's exciting, but I'm not finding it that compelling so far. It's not grabbing me at the entrance. The graphics are decent. It's a nice isometric, decent graphic setup. I like that. The music's good. Sound effects are good. The lack of any voice work is poor. World building, it's there. I don't know that it's good yet. And I'm not being drawn into it that I want to learn more. Same with characterization. I do like the character building at the start. There's stuff there that you don't normally see. So, would it fit on the channel? Yeah, absolutely it would. It's a highly narrative RPG that works for the channel. Is it worth $1.50? I suppose so. I'm not really buying it, but I wouldn't object to paying $1.50 for this. Is it worth the $12? It might be to some. It's just not drawing me in. I'm not interested in it. Is there any point in asking for it to come to the channel? No, I don't think I'll get into it. So I'm probably going to avoid it. Unless I see massive numbers of people viewing this and liking it and stuff, then I'll reconsider. But, or massive for this channel. But pretty much not getting down with this. So obviously, the final question, will I bring it up to the channel for my own choice? No. I consider this a minor fail for this Humble Bundle. It had promise, but it's just not making me interested in learning more. It's just slow and dull to start with. There's nothing much happening. Now, obviously, there's only so much you can do. But look at the opening to this compared to the opening to, say, Kingmaker or Wrath of the Righteous. Vastly different. You got stuff going on there. You don't here. And it feels it. Alright, so that's going to be it for now. Catch me next time for another My Humble Opinion. I'm going to put this one as a minor F. It might be worth $1.50, but it's just, no, not my thing. Alright, I'll see you around.